Hi, I'm Kate with Connect Point Moms, and I want to help you create and build stronger relationships with the children in your life. I have been trained in conscious discipline strategies by Dr. Becky Bailey, and this program is based on extensive brain research and social emotional development. This is part 2 of the 3rd session in the Parenting Differently series, and this session is called We're in This Together. In it, we're going to discuss the 4 best ways to begin each day. I always want to remind us to start by remembering connection creates cooperation, and that the motivation to behave well comes from being in relationship with others. In other words, feeling connected to them. The acronym B.E.S.T stands for breathe, make eye contact, smile, and touch to connect. I'm going to add more to this from conscious discipline to describe specific and practical activities. So let's go ahead and get started. The B that stands for breathe, we're going to say breathe and make a daily commitment. In part 1 of We're in This Together, we learned about the importance of the chemical serotonin that helps with mood, attitude, sleep, among other things. While making a daily commitment each morning at breakfast helps create a pattern, and remember, the brain is pattern seeking, it also helps you achieve mastery. It gives you a hit of serotonin when you do that. So you may be wondering, what is a daily commitment? Well, it's simply a goal that you can create, and when you keep it, it raises serotonin levels in your brain. Here are some examples. Today, I'm going to eat 4 servings of fruits and vegetables. Today, I'm going to follow directions the first time. Today, I'm going to use kind words with my brother. I'm going to exercise outside for 30 minutes. I'm going to read 2 chapters in my book. If you make this commitment at breakfast, dinner is a great time to check in with your kids and yourself and ask, how did you do? When your kids recognize that they kept a commitment, they get a little hit of serotonin in their brain, and you can say, way to go, you kept your commitment today. If they didn't, you can say, I wonder why that was hard to keep today, and is there something I can do to help you keep your commitment tomorrow? And say this to yourself as well, rather than, I didn't keep my commitment today. I messed up again. Remember, B is breathe. Well, I didn't keep it today. I wonder what I could do differently tomorrow. Do you see the potential for connection and relationship building in this activity? Next is E. E stands for making eye contact. So make eye contact and recall your job. My job is to keep you safe, and your job is to help keep it that way. Remember, reminding children about that they are safe and you're going to help them stay safe helps them and you move into the higher brain centers. And the brain functions optimally when we feel safe. So breathing and making eye contact while you recall your job and theirs helps everyone cooperate rather than compete. Remember, you're not the only one with the job. Your kids have a job too. So we're breathing, we're using eye contact, and then S is smile. Smile and have regular routines. We know that routines create patterns, and the brain seeks patterns. Well, patterns create predictability, and predictability creates safety. Whereas adults more frequently think and process words, children under the age of about 7 or 8 think in pictures. This means that images guide their behavior. It's the reason we want to tell children what to do rather than what not to do. So if you say, stop jumping on the couch, the image in their mind is jumping on the couch. I heard a parent once dropping off his son at the childcare where I worked. He bent over and gave his son a hug and said, remember, son, no kicking, no hitting, no biting, no scratching. And then he sent him off into the class. What do you think that kid was thinking about as he walked into the door? Instead, we want to give them pictures of what to do, and this matters in routines. We need to give a picture schedule to help them guide their behavior and help them know what's coming next. So a picture of them opening their eyes in bed. It can actually be a photograph of them or something you find online or a stick figure or a drawing of the bed. And then next, a drawing of the breakfast table or a picture of the breakfast table, a bowl of cereal. Next, a picture of a toothbrush or the child brushing their teeth. You can find all of these online. And here's an example that I made when my son Gabriel was just 2 years old. So let me show you this. This is Gabriel. He's now a teenager. So we had this book called Gabriel, Time for Bed. When it's time to go to sleep, Gabriel puts his toys away. He gets clean in the bathtub. Mommy brushes his teeth. Then we dry him off with a towel, and Gabe helps Mom put lotion on his skin. He had very dry skin as a baby, and he still does, so lotion was an important part of our routine. Mom gives Gabe a dry diaper, and Gaby puts his pajamas on his body. Sometimes Mama reads to Gaby, and sometimes Gaby reads to himself. Then it's time for prayers. Good night, Gaby. I love you. And as you can see in this picture, he's very much awake. It's kind of hard to show you in the camera, but it's not like it was a magic pill. Like I read this book and he was like, okay, good night, and went to sleep. It certainly didn't work that way all the time, but by using these pictures, we read this book during the day, we read it at bedtime, he knew what the routine was, what the steps were, what came first, what came next, what came last, and then he was more likely to choose to follow the routine and do what came next. So we talked about breathing and making your commitments, eye contact, and recalling your job, smiling, and having regular routines. And now we're going to talk about T, which is touch and connect with children. We need both the predictability of regular routines, like we just talked about, and the rituals of touching to connect with children. Dr. Becky Bailey has a wonderful book called I Love You Rituals, in which you can find many connecting rituals that take nursery rhymes and give them a positive spin. Do you remember there was an old lady who lived in a shoe? So there was an old lady who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. So she gave them some broth without any bread and spanked them all soundly and sent them to bed. So let's do it differently with our children. I'm going to show you with my hand, but you can do this on your child's hand. So I'm even going to sing for you a little bit. So here we go. You just rub the hand because it feels good. And you say, a wonderful woman lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she knew exactly what to do. And I just squeezed every finger. She held them, she rocked them, and tucked them in bed. I love you is what she said. So that's a way to connect with children. It's a little bit silly, you're touching their hands, but you're getting that touch, you're smiling, you're breathing, you're making eye contact, and all of those help you bring your best to the situation. Another one is Little Miss Muffet. So the original Little Miss Muffet is, she sat on a tuffet and a spider came and scared her away. In I Love You rituals, Dr. Becky Bailey has you make a tuffet and then your child makes a tuffet on top of your tuffet. You're just touching. So Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet eating her oatmeal today. Because really, what's curds and whey anyhow, right? And along came a spider and sat down beside her and said, we're going to have a great day. So it's just a way to connect with them. You probably already know some of these from your own childhood. Maybe your parents or grandparents used your toes and said, this little piggy went to market, this little piggy stayed home, this little piggy had roast beef, this little piggy had none, and this little piggy said, wah, 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 all the way home. You can even make it up. Sometimes with children, I'll take their hand and just do a little rhyme like, there was a little cat who had a little hat and he wore it right here. I mean, I just make it up. There was a little mouse who had a little house and his house was right here. And they love it. So anything that you're smiling, you're breathing, you're making eye contact, you're connecting with them, you're touching, is going to help you bring your best to the situation and help the children do the same. Please contact me on social media. Email me at connectpointmoms.com. Connectpointmoms.com is the website, or you can email me at connectpointmoms@gmail.com, or just comment below this video if you have any questions or needs with which I can help. I hope this was useful and practical for you, and I look forward to hearing how it works in your life with your children. Bye.